So I happened along a very wonderful post from fstoppers.com that succinctly describes the 5 mindsets that keep us from creating what we love. Now this is the 4th of 5 videos. I did the other 3 in previous videos, so check those out if you get a chance. And even though this article was about photography, I think the wisdom is very universal for all of our creative habits. So I have the information below in the text that's located with this video, wherever that is at. So check out the post, check out F-Stoppers. It's a really good post. Anyway, so number 4 is all about using photos and the idea that photos and Photoshop is quote unquote cheating, okay? Especially when you're an artist, a visual artist, painting, drawing, whatever. So I'm gonna ask you a question. When someone buys your work, maybe now or in the future, because it's meaningful to them or because they like it or whatever, do you think they're going to demand their money back or throw it away or, ask for a refund or whatever because they find out later on that you used Photoshop or you used maybe a grid on Photoshop to help you draw this kind of thing? I doubt it. I'm pretty sure they're still going to love the painting, right? And then you can look at history's greatest artists. Let's look at Rembrandt, right? I mean, in his time, he used every single means necessary that he could get his hands on to create the painting that he wanted. I mean, he was known for trying all kinds of different materials and techniques, like ground up glass in a painting. Wow, crazy. And his paintings are beautiful. I love Rembrandt. So if Rembrandt were alive today, he would still use every modern advancement necessary to create the paintings that he wanted, to communicate how he wanted. I'm absolutely certain that he would be using Photoshop, Lightroom, stock photo sites, taking his own photos. The dude would be in like virtual reality, checking out stuff, just hooking up a painting and doing everything he can to make amazing art. That's what he would be doing today. And then we can talk about Vermeer, right? Everybody knows, well, not everybody. Most people that have studied Vermeer know that he used a camera obscura, which was almost like tracing his paintings, right? Yet those paintings are priceless today. You think I would not want to own a Vermeer because he used a camera obscura? Heck no. I mean, there's tons of people on the planet would love to own a Vermeer. They're absolutely beautiful. But anyway, I mean, many of us lean heavily on this perfectionist and fixed mindset. I mean, we feel like if we're not doing it the way the masters used to do it, perfectly from life, then we're not worthy. Our paintings aren't worthy. What we've created is not worthy, right? I've even heard artists remark, yeah, this painting's beautiful and I love it and it's absolutely awesome, but it was done from a photo. Like, really? You love it, but it was done from a photo, so that kind of discounts everything? I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So if we want to really impose, 19th century limits on our 21st century today, then we really need to consider the entirety of our reality, okay? Like contrast and compare 19th century to 21st century. Because honestly, I would love to have kind of a 19th century mentality of working where as an artist starting out, I go right underneath the tutelage of a master inside of a guild. They give me a livable wage right away, and all I can do is just learn constantly. Sun up to sundown, I learn, I paint, I do what I want, these kind of things. I'm an artist, it's a trade. But that just doesn't happen today, okay? Today we're more busy than we ever have been in history. I mean, we get more inputs in a day than people in the 1800s got in a year. It's crazy, right? But, I mean, years ago, I used to think this way. If I couldn't do a painting from photo, it was unworthy and I shouldn't even, or if I couldn't do a painting from life, right, and I had to do it from photo, it was basically unworthy. So don't even start it, gotta do it from life. Everything needed to be done from life, okay? And then I committed to doing daily art every single day for the rest of my life. And my previous 19th century limits didn't work any longer, right? This idea of, painting a figure or drawing a figure from life every single day, it's not going to work, okay? So I upgraded to the modern era and put more emphasis on consistent progress rather than the perfection of painting and drawing from life every single day. I no longer measured my artistic worth by a 300-year-old yardstick. Yeah, and you shouldn't measure yourself by something like that. It's kind of like measuring yourself or your art, your creative habit, by other people's opinions. We know how toxic that is. We talked about that before. So, back to you. Are you putting any incompatible limits on yourself and your creative habit that is keeping you from progressing, actually moving forward and getting the work done, doing the work, right? This kind of thing. So focus on that, figure out if you are. And then how can you focus more on communicating through your creative habit or in your art or whatever you're doing, and use any means possible just to communicate and connect with the world. Get your message out there and be creative every single day. So how can you focus on communication rather than perfection? So there you go. That was number 4. Using Photoshop and photos is not cheating. It's a modern era, and we have so much more information and so many more possibilities to communicate our creative habits. Use them and get there working. Thanks a lot.